We're coming to you live here at Salle Green Hills, and this is Quick Set brought to you by Smart 5G. Good morning, volleyball fans. My name is Vince Roque, and together with Ken Pangilinan and Richie Cordero, we welcome you to the 2025 Shakey Super League Girls Invitationals Rising Stars Cup. After 6 days of eliminations, we're now on the first day of quarterfinals. And in just a few minutes, we'll see the Immaculate Conception Academy versus Miriam College. And at 10:30 a.m., we have LaSalle Green Hills versus St. Paul College. And at 12 p.m., it's the National University Nazareth School versus Adamson University. And finally, at 1:30 p.m., it's the Bacolod Taitung High School versus the Far Eastern University, Diliman. You can catch the Shakey Super League GVIL Rising Star Cup live and free on pusop.com. Your game, your community, join now. Also live on Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. And you can also watch on Shakey Super League Facebook page, on TV, and at Solar Sports. It's going to be a long day full of volleyball action, and the girls are on to prove that they are the rising in today's generation. Once again, let's all watch this game as I send it over back to the panel.
We started with 30 teams and only 16 remain in the hunt for the title in the 2025 Shakey's Super League Girls Volleyball Invitational League. And it's time for the playoffs now, and in between Division 1 and Division 2. But first here, in Division 2, we have Immaculate Conception Academy going up against Miriam College. And good morning everyone who's watching us live. My name is Ken Pangilinan. And you know, class is in session because with me, of course, former De La Salle lady spiker and current teacher, Richie Cordero. Kamusta, Richie?
I'm good, Ken. You know, I'm so excited for today's game. Another exciting matchup with so many new teams. And, you know, it's so nice to see their journey here in the Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational League. And we are yet to see more action here.
Exciting talaga, ah. Sige, tignan natin. Of course, let's see our playoff bracket here in Division 2. You know, very interesting, Richie, how the teams have gone on and moving on here because LaSalle, #1, ICA is also #1. They will take on their fourth-ranked opponent, St. Paul College and Miriam College, and then Tomuscola will go up against De La Salle, Zobel, Team B, and then ito Everest Academy, also one of the new teams. Kalaban nila ang Assumption Antipolo. But let's first focus our attention, Richie, yung #1 ranked team in Immaculate Conception Academy, and you know, near flawless performance for them in the road towards the quarterfinals. And you see here the lone loss coming against Tomuscola International School.
Yeah, and other than that, the 3 wins naman, Ken, you know, they defeated each team with just 2 sets.
Yeah.
So straight sets. So it's really a show of skill and mastery, especially because they're new here in the Shakey Super League. So it's very impressive with how they left or how they're leaving us in the competition.
And you know, you mentioned the word dominant, and I think this girl epitomizes that. Ito si Andy Chai, because she has been the leading charger, no, para dito sa ICA, and you know, her presence in the middle has been a vital source of production for them, and she has been really impressive. All of her games so far have been in double figures in scoring. Imagine that, Richie, na karamihan sa kanilang games puro straight sets, but she was able to get the job done here in the preliminary phase.
You know, Andy Chai, her stats, she is averaging 11.25 points per match, which really led her team, especially with her performance from the middle side of the court.
And our player in focus is presented by pusop.com. Join now for free. And of course, for Ika, she will be heavily relied upon as they try to grab the championship here. But first things first, they will take on Miriam College. And we mentioned how unpredictable it has been, Richie, yung mga games natin dito. You know, Miriam, when we look at how they got here, kumbaga dumaan sila sa butas ng karayom because, you know, they lost these games to LaSalle Zobel, Assumption College, San Lorenzo, and Everest. But pagdating ng laban nila against the top-ranked team in LaSalle Green Hills, they were able to get that crucial win to advance.
You know, there were so many times where their character was really tested, and it just comes to show that when they defeated LaSalle Green Hills, the top one rank in Division 2, they really applied all of the things that they learned from their losses. And that's the beauty in Shakey's, that you really get exposed to such formidable teams and you get to apply those in your upcoming games.
And it turned out to be quite a gem for them. And we'll focus, of course, one of their players, si MJ Bangoy, who really helped them move on to the quarterfinals. Although yung numbers niya not really as much compared to his counterpart sa ICA, but she was able to provide that stability really needed for them to get over the hump and move over to the quarterfinals.
You know, I agree. When I watched her play, or when I watched her games, she has been so consistent that whenever she is being activated, she seems to perform. And of course, she remains one of the most composed in her team, which is such a great factor for the team if, during the crucial moments of the game that she really needs to perform.
And they will need the help anytime they can get here, as ICA will square against Miriam College only here on the Shakey Super League Girls Volleyball Invitational League.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry, be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
The fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. To the break of dawn, fun is never done. Shakey's fun goes on and on. Hero to hero, what a ride. With each new decade, a fun new side. Still serving smiles on every plate. 50 great years, let's celebrate. Shakey's fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. Shakey's got it going on, we still bring the fun.
With decades of great pizza, chicken, and mojos.
Shakey's fun goes on and on.
And let us now meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for Immaculate Concepcion Academy. Beginning with the team captain, setter number 8, Sofia Tan. Outside hitter number 10, Georgina Ong. Another outside hitter number 11, Andrian Chai. Middle blocker number 14, Rian Chua. Opposite hitter number 18, Sofia Perez. Another middle blocker, number 20, Gianna Macapagal. And their starting libero is number 1, Jania Legaspi. Coaching Immaculate Concepcion Academy is Yet Carolino. And now the starting lineup for Miriam College. Middle blocker number 1, Angel Lumawig. Outsider number 2, Chloe Macapugay. Another outsider number 10, Francis Paharilyaga. Middle blocker number 15, Mikaela Bangoy. Opposite hitter number 18, Caitlin Chua. Center number 19, Aliana Sulit. And their starting libero is number 9, Rihanna Clotario. Head coach of Miriam College is Albert Nepomuceno.
All right, it's the first quarterfinals pairing between Immaculate Concepcion Academy and Miriam College. ICA is number 1. They finished in their group as the top team, while Miriam College had to go through a ringer and finished in 4th place. So it's gonna be a tall order, Richie, for Miriam going up against the number 1 team in ICA.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because Miriam did have that challenge to end up in their spot today, but they did defeat Salle Greenhouse, which was leading in their bracket. So we'll see how they will apply that same strategy now that they're going against the number 1 team for the other bracket.
You know what I love about Division 2, Richie? You know, every team at least had a win and wala ring undefeated. This set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Wala pang pito.
Excited.
Excited. Nangyari ba sa yan, Richie, dati?
Oh, of course. It's happened to all players if ever. I guess sometimes nakakalito din with 2 cards because we have 2 simultaneous games. If you can't see it on your screens, but we have 2 games. So minsan nalilito din yung mga players when it comes to serving.
That's a good serve from Makatangay. Bangoy from the middle. Sorry, that was Makapugay for Miriam College. Tan goes for the 1-2. Clotario able to pick it up. And that attempt will not work for Parilyaga.
Okay, so we had a rally that we saw for the first point. Pero of course, early errors, kakastart lang ng game. They still may need to warm up a little bit in this first set.
Ang balita ko dito sa ICA, they were able to top yung GALS tournament na, if I'm not mistaken, was also held here. And kabilang dyan, yan, mga teams like Miriam, Salle Green Hills. How about Bangoy though? Able to score for Miriam College.
So they were still able to be familiar with their opponents in the Division 2 because you did mention a few of our teams in this division.
That serve goes wide.
Another free point there for ICA.
Di ba ano ka? Ano ba? Coleo de San Agustin ba?
Coleo
ICA.
San Agustin.
Sorry
Yeah,
na.
when I was in grade school.
Were they part of the WNCA or no?
No. They were part of ISA and other
okay.
smaller leagues.
Pero yun, nakalaban nyo din ICA before.
Yes. And you know what I noticed was ever since before their program was really focused on basics, and that's what we saw here. They may need to compose themselves first and giving that first ball, setting it properly rather than having that riskier attacks so early in the game.
And Miriam College seeking to mount another upset because, you know, we mentioned already during the top of our coverage how they struggled in their group, but yung tinalo pa nila yung top 1 pa sa grupo nila in Salle Green Hills. And that helped them qualify for the quarterfinals. And they face another top-ranked team in another bracket in Immaculate Concepcion Academy. As we are leveled at 2 apiece. This is Andy Chai, averaging 11.3 points, giving us an ace right off the bat.
That's her first service ace for today's game.
That serve the game brought to you by Shakey's. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Grade 12 na to si Andy Chai. And you know, from my brief chat I had with her, I think she already got an invite for a tryout in Ateneo. She got an email. So sa June, she will try out for the Blue Eagles.
Oh, that's very exciting for one of the seniors for ICA. So mga inaasahan niyan dito, and you see her translating that and how she performs. Chai with her 3rd point in today's game.
That was a good hit from Andy Chai from the pipe. Ikaw ba, Richie? Paano ka nag-tryout nung sa Lasal?
Oh, it was an open tryout. We were at least 286.
Wow.
And I think,
That's crazy.
yes, 5 of us were chosen to join the team.
5 out of the 286?
Yes.
Mga ilang percent lang yun?
I
Computing ko
don't
nga.
know.
Grabe ah. So, only 1.7% of those who tried out got in. You were part of that. That's quite an achievement, Richie.
Thank you.
I'm not kidding. You know, I say that and I mention that because here sa high school, syempre, I mean, let's face it, meron mga ibang players na this could be the highlight of their
Yes.
careers already. And, you know, there are just a few players na pinapala, no, moving on to the collegiate ranks. As we see this attack here from the middle from ICA as they hold a 3-point lead early, 6-3.
An easy drop from Chua.
And I think, you know, more than anything with this young kids right now, they relish this opportunity here sa Shakey's
Yes.
na they're able to showcase whatever they had, whatever they learned during their trainings, yung mga pinaghirapan nila, and you know, kudos to them and also their parents, always supportive of what they do. And I'm sure you can relate to that, Richie.
You know, being able to be exposed to a league like Shakey's, especially now that we're in our 50th anniversary, so many more teams have joined. So the exposure and the experience that you get, that you learn from every game, is such a blessing to have for these young girls who are showing so much potential.
7-4 is our score after that service error. Medyo masusubukan yung reflexes ko ngayon kasi di ba lagi dumupunta yung bola dito eh. Just for context, nasa likod po kami ng side ng court ng Miriam. So pag yung open spiker sa kabila, nag-cross court hit, saktong-sakto po sa amin.
Mag-ready ka na mag-receive, Ken.
Kaya nga eh, kaso wala akong receive eh. Kasi ganito yung mga kasama ko, si Sheila, libero yun. Si Jelina, middle blocker. Si Cathy kahapon, middle blocker. Ngayon, setter yung kasama ko Tingnan natin Miriam though, just down by 2, now down by 1 after that hit from the middle.
You know, we noticed what's been working for Miriam and actually Ika as well are the placement drops. So not the strongest of spikes that we are seeing early in the set, but we see them looking at the other side of the court and placing them where it most will be effective.
Tangkad nga ng setter ng Ika, si Tan.
And that's an advantage also for blocking the open side of the
Yeah.
court of your opponent.
If you're an open spiker on the opposing side naman, magdadalawang isip ka din because
Matangkad blocker.
yung down the line hit, medyo
Yes.
mahirap.
Now, usually, down the line hit would be an advantage if you're right-handed and you're on the open side of the court. But if you have a tall player like that, mapipilitan kang mag-cross court.
Yeah. That's an ace. Another one. Second ace of the game for Immaculate Conception Academy. Ano ba yung moniker nila? Alam mo ba?
No, I'm not familiar.
Mamaya tatanong natin yan. Of course, they are headed by Coach Yet Carolino na ang dami niyang chika sa amin kanina. Mamaya, i-share namin yan isa-isa. But she's the younger sister of the legend in Michelle Carolino. And she took over just recently kasi si Ate Mitch has been with the program for, I think, 12 years since 2013. That was a good hit from the left pin
This time, they're adding more power to their attacks, targeting the backside of the court.
All right, we have a timeout. Ika is up by 4, 10-6.
For Andy Tai, who is one of the seniors of the team, this league means leaving a legacy for Ika and for her teammates. She said she wants to inspire her juniors to always give their all in every ball, be intentional in their every action, and to always enjoy every moment. You know what, Ken and Richie? Andy is actually going to LaSalle for college and is open to the possibility of playing for the Lady Spikers. She shared with me that she idolizes Angel Canino not only because of her skills, but also for her leadership and courage on the court. She is the kind of athlete she wants to be, and she is the kind of leader she works hard to be. Now let's see if she can embody her idol, Angel Canino, for today's game as I send this back to you, Ken and Richie.
Vince, and sa Lasal pala siya. Kasi sabi niya kanina, may tryout daw siya for Ateneo eh.
Or maybe
Okay.
it's not yet a set thing.
Baka hindi pa set
Yeah.
in stone. Baka tryout din for Lasal. Kasi most of the seniors, yun yung mga tinatarget eh.
Lasal,
Ateneo,
Ateneo.
Lasal.
USC and NU as well.
And here is Andy. Chai from the pipe.
Definitely leading in score and with her performance for her teammates. And you know, such powerful words that she is leaving her team, especially as one of the seniors. And you know, they look up to her, not just performance-wise, but also her leadership inside the court. And I guess that's the beauty in having so much inspiration, especially in the collegiate level and of course the pro leagues as well.
Ikaw, Richie, nung after high school, saan ka nag-tryout? Lasal lang talaga.
Yes. Actually, I wasn't supposed to play. It was Chini D, Ate Kiana's sister, who just said, oh, mag-try out ka, try mo lang. And I
Okay.
haven't played in like 5 months. But
Nung nag-tryout ka, you stopped for 5 months.
yes.
Okay, this was a good
Service ace, yes.
service ace for Miriam College.
So 2 service aces for both of our teams. So those are easy points. And you see them playing with the same level of intensity in the first parts of the game. We're still looking for those hard hits. But let's see how they're going to activate also their middle attackers. So I'm looking for those quick attacks.
2-point lead for Immaculate Conception Academy.
Good
Andy
first
Chai.
ball. Yeah, medyo maganda din yung pinapakita dito ng Miriam when it comes to their floor defense.
Yeah.
Lahat ng pinapalo ng Ika, medyo nakukuha na rin nila at nabibigay sa setter. Okay.
That time though, oh yun, buti na lang. Si Richie nandito to receive that spike from Andy Chai.
Oh, power hit there from Andy Chai using the hands of the blocker. Yun, nakita niya, dalawa na yung blocker na nakatapat sa kanya. That's why she was still able to aim higher so that it will just touch the hands of the blocker instead. Now, good first ball.
Cross court, Andy Chai gets it. Now she goes for that attack. Oh, good response from Paharillaga.
Single block there for Parillaja, but she stopped that ball to the side so that it will still sail out and gain their point.
12-10 is the score. 2-point lead. Miriam. Ooh! Hindi nagkaintindihan si Uy at si Frances. Medyo nagkaagulo ang Miriam and that's gonna be costly. They gave up a free point to Ika.
So medyo lumalayo na yung score. You don't want Ika to have that confidence and gain that momentum if you're in the side of Miriam. So those errors can be very costly, especially now that Ika has been serving really well as well.
Lutario. This is an out-of-system play already for Miriam. Bump set. Andy Chai finding the angle, but what a dig there by Lutario, keeping that ball alive. They go middle. Handa yung depensa doon ng Miriam. The lefty, Chua from MC. Ball still in play. Ika. They go to Andy Chai. Smart play for Andy.
You know, what I noticed is that Andy Chai has been activated in most of their sequences or system plays. And it seems to me that she's been varying her attacks from spikes to block hits to soft touches and drop balls now.
We're seeing that she's not really solely relying on her power. Mixing it up. Like you said, varying her attacks. 14-10.
Better set here, but soft touch, yes.
Andy Chai. Picked up by Lutario. Padriliaga has committed a couple of errors.
And a while ago, it was a mishit, pero ngayon, pinalo niya na talaga. And may onting gigil, that's why maybe that sailed out. Another point for Ika.
5-point lead, 15-10. Good serve. That's a good pass. Chua. Pinadaan dun sa blocker, sa setter. Andy Chai gets it to go.
Another point for Andy Chai, this time targeting zone 1 instead of her usual cross-court long hits.
That smart powered up play was brought to you by Smart's Power All 99. Load now. Let's listen in to the huddle of Miriam College.
Mo ngayon, mag-center defense ka. Naintindihan? Para hindi masyadong malapag. Nangyari, overload yung defense natin dito eh. Okay? So again, sweeper, pag set ng open, pag nakita nyo hindi aabot na to, ayan na yan, no, lalak na tayo rito. Pero wag dito sa line. Naintindihan? Wag na kayong kukuha rito. Dito na tayo. Kaya tayo, ha? So tutulong na lang to, ha? Tutulong na lang tong yung outside hitter natin, tutulong. Tulong na lang yan. Okay na? Oh, let's go.
That huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Yeah, Coach Abe just reminding his girls to really spread out when it comes to defense. I guess he noticed that there were spots inside of the court na medyo nahihirapan yung girls mag-adjust and really position themselves to get that first ball, and also their floor defense pag pumapalo na yung kalaban. So they really have to guard those spots na tina-target, which was zone 5 and zone 1. Kaya mas pinapagitna ni Coach para mas madali puntahan ng defender yung bola.
Coach Abe Nepomuceno has been coaching Miriam College for almost 10 years na, no? Since 2016. That was actually a good attack and attempt, but Bangoy just a bit too wide on that approach.
Yeah, Ika just holding on to the momentum that they have established here in the first set.
7 points na. Yung lamang, medyo lumalayo na dito ang Immaculate Conception Academy. But that serve goes wide as well. Alam mo, ma-share ko lang, Richie. Siguro not too long ago, probably 5+ years ago, alam mo, ang dami kong classmate na, na umiyak dahil sa mga schools na to, pati St. Paul mamaya mga classmate ko.
Why?
Ewan ko. Siyempre, Miriam College, down by 6. Alam mo bakit? Ba't sila umiyak? Kasi inuuna yung mga players nito, inuuna yung practice kaysa yung mag-bonding silang lahat. Pero yun nga you know,
when you're a student athlete, your life will be different, and that's what we see with these girls, with these young girls na high school pa lang, actually grade school pa lang, ang dami ng rules, and you really establish discipline and setting your priorities straight when it comes to academics and of course training and the extracurricular games pa. So it's really a full schedule for a student athlete.
Yeah, you build the foundation from ito nga yung grassroots level na pinag-uusapan natin The premier players like Shaina Nitura, we featured her a couple of years dito sa Shakey's GVIL.
Of course, the duo of Naga, Bombita, and
Yes. Harapanike.
Yes.
Ang dami. Like, Shane Riterta last season played for
Yes.
Bethel Academy.
And now is in LaSalle.
Salle. Exactly.
Oh, Andy Chai
Another ace.
with another service ace. That's 2 to her name already.
So, Ika closing in. Uy! Ace ulit. And someone stumbled to the bleachers.
That's Makapugay trying to save that ball.
Good effort though.
You know, when the score is this far apart, most of the time it gets emotional.
Yeah.
And it's like magpapakamatay ka for the ball.
Totoo naman, you know. And ano may tawag dun sa training, yung one man ba yun?
Oh my.
Di ba? Yung gagawin mo lahat, parang di lang lumapag yung bola sa sahig.
Yes. Very fun memories.
Very fun, very tough, I'm sure.
Yeah, bato talaga ng katawan.
And that's part of life as a volleyball player.
Good serve for C.
Pagdaanan yan. And C, like you said, getting that ace for Miriam College.
You know, in her previous game also against AC, she had a number of aces and, you know, she manned that floor defense. She was a substitute for that game. Pero pagpasok niya, contribute agad sa service, contribute agad sa depensa, floor defense and service receive. So, one of the key players for Miriam here.
MC trying to come back here. Down by 7. Nagkagulo ang Ika. Hindi nila may tatawid yung bola. And Miriam College getting the point.
Yeah, so it's important for C to really deliver those strong serves para mahirapan din ng Ika ibalik sa kanila yung bola or if ever give free balls.
Okay, nagpalitan ng tao. Itong Ika. C with another good serve. Ganda nung serve niya eh. Very sharp.
Float also.
Float, yeah. Ika will reset their offense.
Dumadami na dito ang free ball na binibigay ng Ika sa Miriam.
Maganda na may set eh. Hindi lang nahanap ni Lumawig yung angle
Yes.
for her to get the point.
Yes, it was a miss hit. I think she approached too quickly. That's why medyo nalunod siya dun sa approach niya and dun sa bola when it was set up to her.
And that's a miss hit. Yeah, catch and throw violation. Called on. No ball contact pala. Against Miriam College. 22-14. Ika just 3 points away from grabbing the first set. Happy to have you with us here at the LaSalle Green Hills Gym in San Juan. Early matchup between these two squads in Division 2. Bola lalabas at Miriam College will get another point.
Back-to-back attack errors for each of them.
Now it's Chua on deck to serve. Alam mo, for Miriam, mabanggit ko lang. You're familiar with cosplay?
Yes.
So kilala mo si Alodia Gosheng Fiao.
Yes, I'm familiar with her.
Her sister, her younger sister, si Ashley. Si Ashley ba kilala mo din? Well,
No.
anyway, Ashley played for Miriam College when she was in high school. She was a varsity player for Miriam. Yun, wala lang, share ko lang.
Ang dami mo talagang baon lagi, no?
O yun, lumabas tuloy yung bola ni Tan at nabigyan naman ng puntos itong Miriam College. Sa Ika naman, naalala ko si Gretchen Ho, di ba? She came
Yes,
from
she was my
Ika.
idol in Ateneo.
Totoo.
Oo.
Middle blocker, Interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it was her energy inside the court.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, every time she performed, she parang had grace, parang siga.
Yeah. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, open tryout din siya eh, di ba? Pumasok
Yeah, she
siya in
did.
Ateneo.
And that was the time of like Fab 5.
Yes, the Fab Five. Because you know, highly sought after during that time. Sila Z Hervasio, Phil Kainglet. And then in came si Gretchen Ho na yun nga, open tryout. And parang during that time, hindi pa siya, ano eh, like, her skills weren't as polished yet. But she was given a chance and she was able to deliver.
And that's what you need. You just need that one chance and that one coach to really believe in you. And that's what we're hoping for a lot of our girls here, especially because it is the end of the school year. A lot of people are graduating. So more players to develop in the upcoming years.
5-point lead for Ika. So MC still hanging in there. Miriam College. Good pass. Alam mo, may pasa din naman tong Miriam eh. It's just a matter of them executing much better. Ayun, no? Pasa
Yeah.
ulit ni Lumawig.
And just
Ayun
like
yung
that,
nagiging problema eh.
yeah, a lot of the sequences a while ago, they were able to give that first ball to their setter. But it seems to me na kahit nasa-set naman ng maayos, yung mga palo, medyo nanggigigil sila. It sails out, miscalculated, mishits. So they really need to establish that timing also when you jump for the ball.
Kala ko underhand serve eh. You know, it's nice right now. I think the volleyball level has really evolved already. Kasi usually sa high school, may makakita pa mga underhand serve. Ngayon, wala na eh. Halos wala na ako nakikita eh.
Yes, usually grade school pa lang, they already try to do overhead.
Yeah. That attack by Andy Chai is off target. But they're still at set point now. Ika ng Kapugay will now serve for Miriam College. Good serve. Better pass. Andy Chai from the left pin, off the block, and she gets it for Immaculate Conception Academy.
Great ending here for Andy Chai for the first set. She adjusted. That set was a bit wide, and she was still able to adjust and jump high and aim that ball properly.
25-19 was the score in the first set. Set number 2 in just a bit when we return.
The fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. To the break of dawn, fun is never done. Let's all party. Shakey's fun goes on and on. Hero to hero, what a ride. With each new decade, a fun new side. Still serving smiles on every plate. 50 great years, let's celebrate. Shakey's fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. Shakey's got it going on. We still bring the fun.
With decades of great pizza, chicken, and mojos.
Shakey's fun goes on and on.
From era to era to era. The fun goes on. Shakey's 50 years.
The fun goes on at Shakey's.
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
All right, set number 2 just about to get underway between Immaculate Conception Academy and Miriam College. But you know, just looking at some of the plays that happened in set number 1, what really struck you the most here, Richie?
You know, I think the service aces and of course the performance from Andy Chai with regards to her other teammates who really contributed as well. But her dominance really powered through the set for Ika, while Miriam, they had a bit of moments where they were successful with their placement drops and their spikes, but medyo nadala sila sa errors and really just executing the same plays that Ika was performing.
As a result, Ika getting the job done in set number 1, 25-19. As we check out the numbers here, Richie.
Yeah, so you see 10 attacks for Ika while only having 6 for Miriam. Blocks naman, none were executed. And then pantayang service aces. Ang dami nating service errors in the first set. So we'll see how they will adjust it and perform better here in the second set.
And now let's check in with Vince Roque.
See, Miriam College actually thought they bowed out of contention already after their heartbreaking loss against the Everest International School. But the numbers don't lie and they are still alive in this league. And now that they are given another chance, the senior Chloe Macapugay said it's time to let go of their past games and they are not going to listen to outside noise. They will not qualify in just a slim margin nor delve into their losses because today they are in it to win it all. She said that this chance taught her and the rest of the team that in volleyball, you need to believe that there is no end and that there is always another chance as long as you have the heart to win. Back to you, Ken and Richie.
Thank you so much, Vince. And, nothing is impossible, as they always say. Set number 2, brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. And that was quite a stunning upset. That win, they had Miriam College against the Salle Green Hills. You were saying, Richie?
Sorry, no. I was just saying, when Vince was saying what Macapugay was saying
Okay.
about the team and how she really wanted to pursue this league with the all in it to win it attitude. And we really saw it in the first set where she was giving it her all. Habol siya dito, habol siya doon, service na malakas. So you see it through her performance and her energy inside the court.
This is Alpha Ong, their setter. That time it goes out. Alpha Ong is actually only 13 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Their setter. Grade 9 pa lang siya.
So very young. A lot more experiences to really hone her familiarity inside the court and her attackers here.
Good attack by Chai, forcing that error on the side of Miriam College.
Yeah, so the last set, rather, medyo madaming errors yung Miriam College. So we will need to minimize that in the second set. You don't want to give that same confidence and momentum to Ika because they will take advantage of it and activate their wing spikers rather. But first, a service ace for Ika.
Yep, that was from Sohu. MJ Sohu with an ace. Another one for Ika. Now, we mentioned already that their coach is Coach Yen Carolino. More on her later on. But MJ Bangoy with that point for MC.
You know, Bangoy also in her previous games have performed well. When she is activated in the middle side of the court, she tends to really play smart and to play strategically rather than spiking the ball. She really will try to get those balls kung saan walang nakabantay.
3-2's the score. Chai able to get it in for Ika.
Yeah, I want to give credit to Chai, of course. She's being activated in the open side and also from the middle. So you really see how quickly she adjusts to each of the roles that are needed inside of the court.
And di ba itong Ika, they were close to flawless in their group, but they had that tough loss against Domoskula International School. Galing talaga mag-block ng partner ko. Setter to galing pala mag-block. Hindi, muntik na po na naman tamaan yung monitor namin eh. Talagang susceptible sa mga hits ng monitor namin. Buti okay pa siya, no? Tinitingnan ko.
Walang tama yan.
Wala pa naman tama, wala pa naman gasgas, no? Wala pa naman tayong babayaran. But going back, Richie, seriously, for Ika, they lost to the Domoskula International School. And the third set was close. Domoskula was up 24-23. And then, ang nangyari kasi, there was a sequence during the rally.
And Ika gave a free ball.
Yes.
And you know what? Their opponent took advantage of that free ball. And that's the attitude that Coach Yet was trying to tell her girls, especially because in that times where it's risky, where it's crucial, as much as possible, papahirapan mo yung kalaban mo. And it's a no-no to give a free ball because ikaw ang mahihirapan at the end of the day. And that's exactly what happened to them. So it was a learning experience for Ika. And of course now, I'm sure they have that mindset to really bounce back and gain that momentum of a win again.
At dahil nga daw doon, di daw nakatulog ng maayos si Coach Yet. Seriously, like, you know, the competitiveness that she has is still in there.
Yes.
As we see this attack coming from Iana Makapagal.
Yeah, so better activation and better energy also coming from the girls of Ika. A while ago, when they would score a point, they would clap, but then this time they're jumping, they're celebrating, and that's what we need. We need to uplift the energy inside the court because it does play a big factor in regards to also having that effect or that psychological effect to your opponent na hala, eto na, energized na ang Ika. So Miriam may need to compose themselves once again.
Down by 3. Miriam College 7-4. Makapagal, the middle. Lumawig. Oh, the power tip will work.
Yeah, again, just the power tips and placement shots here are being done by Ika, and that was from the back row also.
Angel Lumawig now will serve. Down by 2, 7-5 are Miriam College. Ong with a powerful attack.
It's so happy to see the girls really celebrating each point.
And si Coach Yet Carolino was a teammate of Coach Tina in the national team. She was an opposite spiker there. I think they won bronze medals in 3 SEA Games in 01, 03, and 05. And parang kasama din yata nila nun sila Cherry Makatangay. If you remember. Then she also was a guest player for Salle.
Yes.
With her sister, si Michelle Carolino.
That was the time of Manila Santos, the legend, of course.
How about the libero getting that point for Immaculate Concepcion Academy, Jania Legaspi.
Miss set there for Miriam College. Medyo nahirapan na rin mag-adjust yung open spiker. That's Makapugay. Oh, but you see the effort of her really going to the net just to save that ball.
Pass from MC. From the pipe. May angat ng Ika. Alpha Ong from the left pin. Nalunod ulit si Makapugay on that approach. We have a timeout requested here by Miriam College. They're down by 6, 11-5.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Still here at the Salle Green Hills Gym. Dito po sa San Juan. Palagay ko medyo malayo yung binyahe ng aking partner na si Richie Cordero. Malayo-layo ba? Hindi naman.
Alabang, Paranaque to Green Hills, but it's worth it just to see these girls really performing.
Did you have a chance to play in this gym when you were a player?
This gym, no.
No?
Shakey's, yes. When I was a kid, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pero yung bola pa nun, hindi pa may kasa. Shakey,
Ah.
parang beach volleyball pa yung ano.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really just the starting years of
Ano ba yun?
Shakey's,
Mas
I
maliit
guess.
yung bola pag mas bata? Ganun ba yun?
No, no, no. It's the same size, but it's not yet that usual yellow and blue.
Coach
ball.
Yet Carolino na dati palang naglaro sa Letran, no? Back in, hindi ko nababanggitin yung year, baka magalit siya sa akin. But she played for Letran. And there's a funny story there because she was, ni-recruit siya ni Father Alaurin back when he was still with Letran. Now he's with UST. And niloloko siya lagi ni Father Ed na, ang hirap mong ligawan, hindi ka naman paakasalan. Well, eventually, she was able to suit up for the Lady Knights. And, years after, napabilang siya sa national team, won 3 bronze medals in the Southeast Asian Games. And now, this is a whole new challenge for her because nung kinakausap ko siya, Richie, she brands herself more as a follower more as compared to a leader. So, ngayon kasi, nag-take over na siya for her sister. And, yun nga, hindi na nga siya nakatulog nung natalo sila. There were thoughts na, syempre, kung para sa kanya ba, itong head coaching stint na ito. But when she reflects upon yung purpose na kailangan niya gawin, it's for the girls. It's for her young girls na, she can make an impact that would help them really achieve what they want in terms of being a volleyball player and be better people as well.
Yes, sometimes the best leader are the best followers as well, and I guess that's reflected here with her girls and how much she's taken care of them when it comes to training and of course their mental ability to really perform inside the court. Ang dami niya ding experiences, as you said, the different teams, different coaches, different programs that she's translating to the program of the girls right now, especially high school. That's such a big blessing na ang dami nilang matututunan from such a formidable coach.
4-point lead for Ika Esguerra with an ace.
Medyo madami na rin ang aces nitong Ika, and that's what you need. You need those easy points to really pull away from your opponent's score.
Just going back to Coach Iat Carolino, naglaro din siya sa Army with I think Coach Tina din.
Yeah, and that's where you find like the discipline.
Yeah.
It's when your coaches come from the Army.
And I think they played for one of the early tournaments, if not yung very first tournament ng Shakeys. And they were part of that. And she relishes those moments kasi it really molded her as a person. And ngayon, full circle na siya. She's now a coach. And, for Ika, sa isa pang binanggit niya is, dapat pala, originally, sineset up sila to be part of Division 1. Kasi nga malakas sila eh. They were champions nga sa GALS na tournament. Pero, yun nga, she was really happy na she got back to Division 2 because she knew yung sa Division 1 talaga, it's a whole new different level. And she wanted na ma-expose muna itong mga girls siya dito sa Division 2 because ang kaganda kasi sa Division 2, Richie, puro homegrown ito eh. Karamihan. Like, I'm sure you're so familiar with a lot of teams here and you competed with some of them and you were a player. Talagang homegrown to. Wala tong like, walang recruit whatsoever, puro tryout sila dumaan. And that's a fun layer to have, especially when you're a young athlete trying to build a name for yourself and for your team.
Yes, and it becomes very competitive, like a friendly competition inside the team, especially yun nga, yung mga walang recruits. But this time, we see Ika really performing well and reflecting coach's program well.
Bola sa open, nasa attack line. Di ba? Kaya nahihirapan dumiskarte yung outside hitter natin. Naintindihan? Basta lagyan nyo yung bola dun sa kung saan dapat. Kung harap o kung likod, saan dapat bola. Bahala yung spiker.
Kaya nawawala yung enjoyment
Okay?
natin sa laro. Huwag tayo
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go.
That huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Nawawala yung excitement and enjoyment sa loob ng court, as one of the Miriam players stated. And that's what we were saying a while ago. The Ika was enjoying, they were celebrating, and that factor of really the energy inside the court it matters because if you're not enjoying, sometimes you stay frozen, nahihirapan kang gumalaw. So you need to kind of let loose, of course, while still being able to take on that responsibility you have playing.
Alpha Ong with a powerful attack. Nothing MC could do to get it up. That smart powered up play was brought to you by Smart's Power All 99. Load now.
Yeah, that was a sharp attack coming from Ong. Already her second point in the second set.
17-8 is the score. Ika with a 9-point lead. Bump set. Good pass from Lumawig. Short ball, Ika able to recover and get it across and score.
Bangoy just mistimed that block. She saw that the ball was going to the side of their court, but she jumped a little too early for that sequence, given that it was a 1-2 play. So it hit her head and it was unable to be saved by her teammates.
10-point lead. Ball goes out. So MC getting a free point. Now for Miriam College, they probably did not expect that they would be here. Given that they lost some matches in their preliminary phase. But again, that big win against the Salle Green Hills gave them a new lease of life. And for the most part here, especially in the first set, Richie, they were able to rise to the occasion. Medyo kinabahan din tong Ika because hindi naman din sila lumalayo halos. But ito medyo dito may little bit of separation na for Ika, but the effort is there. We've mentioned it time and time again, Richie, how they've been good with their first balls for the most part for MC. It's just a matter of yung pagdating sa execution sa mga palo, medyo nahihirapan sila, no?
Yes, and I think Ika took advantage of that, especially because they won the first set and that gave them so much confidence, making them establish themselves better in the second set. Oh, good serve coming from Ong.
Yeah, she's been serving well for Immaculate Concepcion Academy. Sulit sets up her teammate. Ball popped up by Chai, but nobody got to that third ball. What happened there, Richie?
No, I think it was miscommunication on the part of the players of Ika.
19-11 is the count. 8-point lead. Sulit. Drop ball.
Good save from D.
Rally ensues here. Ika will go for it, but it will sail out. That attack from the pipe.
Miss hit there for Ika, causing that ball to sail out.
Seven-point lead. Double subs coming in for Ika. Perez in here. MC down by 7. Miriam College giving up a free ball. Chance here for Ika. Ooh, and Andy Chai left it short.
No, she was a bit too far from the net to actually clip that ball. That's why it sailed to the net rather than the other side of the court. So when those kinds of sets are done, usually you want to aim longer rather than shorter for your spikes.
Again from the pipe. And Ika letting Miriam College creep back into it. And I think Coach Ian Carolino has seen enough. As she sues for time, that lead has cut down to 5.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Back with us here in Salle Green Hills. First game of our quarterfinals dito sa Division 2. ICA MC 1914. MC creeping in. Miriam College.
Better execution there for Andy Chai. From an error, now she gains a point. So, ang bilis din pala bumawi.
Oo. Dami ng points ni Andy Chai, ah. As usual, lagi siyang double figures eh. I think she...
Yeah, averaging 11 points
Yes.
per game.
11 points 3 times, then had a 12-point outing. Consistent as they come. And I think that's really impressive considering best of 3 sets lang tayo, Richie.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes. Usually, it takes a while for your spikers to be activated, especially when you're warming up in the first set, and then you establish yourself na mas ganado ka na second set. So, it's really amazing to see a girl performing with 11 to 12 points per game. So, I think most of the attacks for ICA come from her.
Sulit goes middle. And Miriam College.
Miscommunication from Miriam College on who will get that ball. 3 of them were actually around the ball who could have gotten and saved it, but unfortunately they weren't vocal enough to get that ball up. So those errors can be costly, especially with how the previous game resulted to. But then this time, they've been giving a few free balls and a few free points because of their error. So they don't want to give the confidence that they worked so hard for here to Miriam.
Good pass. Andy Chai from the left side, pretty much unstoppable.
You know, more often than not, every time she is activated, it results to a quick point for her team.
Prefer niya yung medyo malayo sa net eh, no? Yung mga sets niya.
Yeah. You know, I noticed also because she clips her hand, she clips her wrist to make those balls land longer rather than shorter because alam niyang nakaabang and nakapasok na yung depensa ng Miriam.
She actually knows where to place her shots. Ito si Andy Chai. Ika, now it's Andy. Off speed, sulit. Overhead set.
Good first ball.
Yeah. Off speed again from Ika.
This is what we were saying. Nakukuha ng Miriam yung bola, but they need that killer instinct. And this time, it's successful for them as their middle blocker will be the one to block that ball of Ika, who actually attempted to drop it behind her.
22-16, 6-point lead.
Better performance for Miriam College in the latter parts of the set. And it's also an advantage that C is the one serving. Kargado yung mga service niya. And that ball will sail out for Ika. So you want C to be there where she is right now, serving those strong serves para makakuha din sila ng chance to execute the same plays that Ika has been doing to them.
Charlene and C. Another good serve. Andy Chai though from the right pin, pretty much automatic.
From the middle, from the open, and now from the opposite side of the court, she is being activated.
Kahit saan mo ilagay, no? Pupuntos. Sino yung ganyan sa inyo nung setter ka sa Salle GVIL?
Sa GVIL?
Si Vanny ba?
Oh, Vanny was middle, and then she became opposite, and then open.
Middle pala
so
siya
it was
dati.
yes
Okay.
in grade school, but then she became opposite and then open. So a lot of the players actually, Hazarena was a spiker, and Carnacion from UP was also a spiker.
Ika is now at match point. Andy Chido committing that service error.
Yeah, you just need those multi-skilled players that wherever you place them, they're easily able to adjust to the responsibility that they have for the team.
6-point lead. Uy! Nalunod na naman itong Ika dito. Esguerra unable to get to that ball.
So Ika still trying to find their groove when it comes to the middle blockers being activated for those quicker attacks.
Makapugay returns for Miriam College. She's now at the front row. 24-19, MC trying to keep their hopes alive of advancing to the next phase. Alpha Ong. Sulit setting up her teammate in the middle. And it's good! How about that?
So MC will remain alive in the second set. A while ago it was 19-10. If I was correct, yes, 19-10, and now it's 24-20. So that run of MC just really doing their all to stay alive in today's game.
Alpha Ong though gets the job done for Immaculate Conception Academy.
That closes the match today as Ong will remain victorious in spiking. A while ago she also had a number and a good basket of points coming from the open side of the court and also the back row.
And Ika will advance to the semifinals. And Miriam College, their tournament comes to an end, but you know that's a valiant effort for them, especially considering how they got through here in the first place. You know, like we said, it's a tough journey, and you know probably little did they expect that they would be here in the first place in the quarterfinals, but they made a good account of themselves going up against the number one ranked team in Immaculate Conception Academy. And you know, kudos to all our players. Miriam College will bow out of the tournament, while Immaculate Conception Academy will move on to the next phase. They will await the winner on the other side of the bracket. Our final score, 25-19, 25-20. Ika moves on, and we'll meet our MVP of the match in just a bit when we return.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
The fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. To the break of dawn, fun is never done. Shakey's fun goes on and on. Hero to hero, what a ride. With each new decade, a fun new side. Still serving smiles on every plate. 50 great years, let's celebrate. Shakey's fun goes on and on and on, on and on and on. Shakey's got it going on, we still bring the fun.
With decades of great pizza, chicken, and mojos.
Shakey's fun goes on and on.
From era to era to era. The fun goes on. Shakey's 50 years.
The fun goes on at Shakey's.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Final score po natin, 25-19, 25-20. Ika prevailing over Miriam College. And now, let's check out our MVP of the match, brought to you by Shakey's. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Your choice, Miss Richie Cordero.
So of course our player of the game is no other than Andy Chai. So she has been so consistent in today's game. She was one of the first people to really be activated in the first set, and she just continued that performance until the second set, where everywhere from the open side of the court, the opposite side of the court, even in the middle, even from the back row, she really contributed. And she also had a number of service aces that really led her team and crowned her as our MVP of the match for today's game.
And to hear more from Andy, let's go to our courtside reporter, Vince Roque.
We're here right now with Andy Tai, our MVP of the match with 14 points, 11 attacks, and 3 aces. Andy, congratulations. You mentioned earlier that you want to lead an example to your team in terms of mindset, energy, and movement inside the court. And now you're also leading your team one step closer to championship. How do you feel right now?
Syempre po, I feel really happy that we were able to win today's quarterfinals and that we will be advancing to the semifinals. I think my inspiration for leading the team is my previous seniors because throughout the years I've been medyo like one of the younger ones, and now as one of the medyo older ones, I'm really happy to be able to show what I've learned over the years to be able to lead our team to the championship.
Yes, Andy, you really did just that. And now, do you want to greet anyone, your family, your friends who's watching right now?
Shout out to my family, shout out to my friends, shout out to my coaches, of course, and shout out to my teammates because none of this would have been possible without you. To my setters, to my middles, to my opposites, to my outsides. And I would like to especially thank my parents because they always support me throughout to going to each games and to bringing me to training. So really thank you for allowing me to have this opportunity to shine.
Thank you so much, Andy. And once again, congratulations. Once again, that is Andy Tai, our MVP of the match. Now I turn it over to the panel.
Thank you, Vince, and congratulations to Andy Chai. And now let's check out our Smart Powered Up plays brought to you by Smart's Power All 99 with 10 gig of data, only access to Facebook or TikTok, plus unlimited calls and text to all. Load now.
So the first set, it was really a head-to-head battle. We saw a couple of errors, but also activating their middle blockers and their wing spikers as well. We saw a lot of placement shots that really became successful for the girls. As you see here, ang dami nating bola na they really dove for it, and talagang todo effort ang girls natin. But MC was really challenged for that set. And in the second set naman, we saw that ICA really took advantage of the confidence that they gained in the first set, na ang dami nilang nagawang plays, especially we saw stronger serves and well-executed open spikers here in the second set for ICA.
And MC certainly did not lack for effort here, but just too much firepower from Andy Chai, and off ito si Alpha Ong, who punctuated this match with that attack. Final score is 25-19, 25-20. Again, ICA over MC. Moving on to the semifinals, and the numbers, we'll check it out, Richie, between these two teams, and ICA pretty much dominated. And again, those were our smart powered up plays. Just the number of attacks was just too much.
No, 22 attacks for ICA, while MC only being able to accomplish 9. No blocks for today's game, but we see a lot of service aces, 5 for MC, 7 for ICA, and pantay naman ng errors ng dalawang koponan natin.
All right, the first match in the quarterfinals in Division 2 is done. We still have 3 more matches in this court, but we actually have 8 matches for each in Court 1 and Court 2. Dito sa Court 1, mamaya, Division 1 po tayo, NU Nazareth School, kalaban ng Adamson University. Bacolod Taytong will take on FEU Diliman. But up next, LaSalle Green Hills versus St. Paul College Pasig. Keep it here on the Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational League.